Hey guys, today we're going to do another simulation activity, and this one is about filling out the basic parts, the basic first parts of a tax return. Now at the top of the tax return you'll see the number 1040. 1040 is simply the number 1040. It's simply the number of the form. IRS labels their forms with numbers. This is called a Form 1040. So let's go ahead and go through this because the very beginning of it, of the form, can be kind of confusing, especially if you don't know how to figure out if you have dependents or not. So in this case, we have Alicia Garcia, and we are going to focus primarily on identifying her filing status, dependents, and exemptions. So we have a little bit of a story about her, and so let's take a look at this. First of all, Alicia is married and employed as a teacher with an infant daughter. That just means she has a baby girl. And it says, if you are Alicia, it says you are married to Jose Garcia. You're both U.S. citizens and you live in the United States. You have an infant daughter, Maria. You're employed as a teacher. Jose works as an accountant. It is the end of the year. Your W-2 form shows that you have earned $33,855 from your job. Jose's W-2 shows that he earned $60,911 from his job. You and Jose provided all of the support for Maria during the year. When preparing your return, make choices that result in the lowest tax. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to review what it takes to fill this out. First of all, your filing status can be married, filing jointly, or married, filing separately. Usually if a couple is married and they live together, that they are married filing jointly. It's called a joint return, a joint tax return. Let's check our answers. Yes, correct. Your filing status is married. Okay? The reason you choose that is because it gives you a lower tax rate. We're going to check our understanding of identifying the filing status for each situation below by clicking on the correct answers. Okay, we're going to check the answers. Now, first of all, before you can claim somebody as a dependent and before you can file with somebody else, it says that there is an exemption test, okay? And it's not a test like we take test. It's a dependency test. It's not like a school test. It means, do they qualify? Like I say, okay, in order to take my course, the test is, are you an Arlington High School math model student? If you say yes, then you're qualified to take my course. Okay, you passed that test. That's what that means. So let's take a look at this. Are the exemption and qualifying child tests met for Maria? Dependent taxpayer test. Yes, Maria is a dependent. She's an infant and she lives with her parents. So yes, she is dependent. A citizen or resident test. The beginning of the story said that Alicia and Jose are both citizens of the United States, and so their daughter is also, so yes, they passed that test. If they were not citizens but they were legal residents, then yes, they would pass the resident test. The joint return test. Yes, they live together, they're married, they may file jointly. Okay, you can't just file with your friend or your buddy, okay? It has to be somebody you are legally married to, or you have a legal agreement showing that you two are together. Okay, a relationship test. Yes, they're married. You cannot file like with your brother, or you can't file with, unless you are the dependent of your brother, or your brother is a dependent of you, but you have to have like a marital partnership kind of relationship. Support test. Yes, they support Maria. Alicia and Jose both support Maria, so we're going to say yes. The age test. Maria is under 18, so yes. The residency test. Yes, she lives there. Special rules for qualifying child of more than one person. Okay, this does not apply. That would be if two people that don't live together and do not file together can both claim Maria as a dependent. Like if the parents are divorced and they both can claim her as a dependent, then there's special rules for that. But this isn't the case. This is pretty easy. because they're married, they live together, and they have a child together that they both take care of. So can you claim Maria as a dependent on your tax return? Yes, you may. Okay, so let's check our answers. Yes, every single one of them. Yep. We got 100 on that one. That's good. That is perfect. So let's go on to the next one. Review the label, filing status, and exemption status of your tax return by checking My Tax Form at the bottom of the screen. You'll file Form 1040 because you have a dependent. Then click the forward arrow below to continue. Okay, here we go. The total number of exemptions. Now they've already filled this out for you. It says check 6D. Well, here's 6A and B and C, and 6D is simply the total. You have to add them together. If you look at this, there are 2 adults, and that goes in that first box. There is 1 child, it goes right here. 1 plus 2 is 3, so that fills in 3. We're going to put 3 as our total exemptions and check our answer. Yes, exactly. There is 1 for Alicia, 1 for Jose, and 1 for Maria. So yes, it's 3. Does each exemption affect taxable income? In other words, is that going to affect how much tax you pay? Yes, it is. And it says, how does each exemption affect taxable income? Well, every time there is another exemption added, it decreases your taxable income because that is an exemption. That part of the money is exempt, okay? So it lowers it. Let's take a look at this and see if that's correct. Oh, I didn't check my answer. Just a second. It decreases my taxable income. Check my answer. Correct. Each exemption decreases taxable income by the exemption amount. Yes, perfect. Okay. And this says, congratulations. You have successfully completed the label, filing status, and exemption section of your tax return. Now, there can be some dependents other than children. Like if you are caring for your brother or sister, they live with you and you provide all of their care, and they are under 18, yes, they would be a dependent. Maybe your parents live with you and they're elderly and they no longer work and you provide every bit of their care and they don't file a tax return on their own. You may be able to claim them as dependents also. So you have to look at your family situation every time you're filing a tax return and figure out the people in your household and the people that you care for to see if they really are a dependent of yours. Now what I would like you to do is go ahead and close out of this and go take the quiz that I'm going to create for you, because that's going to be what you'll need to do next.